Well, I guess you can't spend all the time playing. Trigger Track 1974, a brief tabletop review of the HPI Venture / FJ Cruiser. Had some good filming yesterday, was doing some basic rock crawling, not too aggressive, and it is time to break it down, do a quick PM and clean, light lubrication, and I thought since I have everything out, I would do a quick tabletop review on my thoughts so far and some of the upgrades that I've done to it. So, HPI Venture recently got into remote control cars. This is the first one. My son and I wanted to get a rock crawler. We wanted the HPI Venture because we do have a 2007 Toyota FJ Cruiser, so it seemed kind of cool to have a mini cruiser. And went online, found a few vendors out there, ended up getting this off of Amazon for about $340, ready to run out of the box. And that statement is true. $340. Plug in the battery and charge it for 6 hours. And we got about, 25 or 30 minutes of runtime tops on that stock nickel. So I could tell you that later that day I was online looking for the first upgrade, which would be batteries. Not knowing much about it, I was trying to find LiPo. That's what everyone recommends. I didn't have any remote control, anything, so I know I wanted a backup second battery, and we had to have a charger. So I had found the Traxxas Easy Peak twin battery capability, which is nice. Dual charging. We're doing a balanced charge from the battery yesterday, but boy, it had a long way to go before it was dead. 7600 milliamp hour, 2-cell. Been pretty happy with that, except it turns out that if you run less than 3-cell, I'm going to need boosters for the lights, but we'll get to that. So, local supplier, it's actually a hobby store with an online sale. $179, we got the two 7600 milliamp hour batteries and the charger. $176, $78, something like that. So, kind of a sizable addition to the HPI at $340. Price is going up a little bit, right? But we'll have these batteries for all future RCs, so it's a long-term investment. I did have to change out the connection to the vehicle. I had to solder on the Traxxas compatible connector. At the end of the first day, it only took an hour and a half to charge the two batteries, and I couldn't drain that battery. It just was going forever. We were so happy. But then, all of a sudden, I lost steering. We were doing a little bit of water running, so let me show you what we did inside. The steering servo died on the stock unit, so we ended up putting in the servo right here. I had to go online, waited a couple days. I could have replaced the stock one for about $18. Instead, I just didn't want to break it again and thought that we would try our luck with the servo. That went about $85, a little pricey, but I hope it lasts. There it is right there, high voltage approved. And since we are 7.4 volts, this is model number. Gotta look here because I don't remember. SW1210SG. If you're interested, very happy. I would highly recommend it. Since we had the vehicle apart, I thought it would be a good time to change the ESC with the program card. So we got a Hobby Wing unit, waterproof. So far it seems like it's working fine. I'm going to use that program card shortly to adjust my drag brake. And that is located right here. Went on with two-sided tape, easy change out, and my favorite feature, the remote power button. Two-sided tape right there, And of course, you can see it through the wheel well of the car. With these long life batteries, I can leave the shell on and just turn the vehicle on and off without opening it up. So that worked out really well. Very happy with the Hobby Wing. Back to the lipo real quick. You can see it's a little bit longer than the original nickel. So it sticks out beyond the battery tray a little bit. I guess I didn't really care. A couple straps that I found laying around. It's in there nice and tight. If that bothers me in the future, I may try to get one that's a little bit longer, but performance and everything is working just great. The next upgrade we did were the body links. And you saw that in the last video. There's 2 in the front and 2 in the rear. And it wasn't out of necessity. The original body links, the stock ones, are plastic. They were working fine. They were just getting a little beat up. Try not to be too shaky here. But I think that these gave me a little bit more ground clearance. They were a little bit longer than stock. So I had to use a little bit of elbow grease to get them in. And I can show you one more thing we had to do to get the body links in. Right where all 4 attached there in the skid plate, the yokes were a little bit wider than the stock, so I had to take a razor blade and just widen them up a little bit. But for about 15 bucks, that was a great buy. Highly recommend it. So the next upgrade that we purchased would be, oh sorry, here's the body links if you're interested. The PowerShift Technologies package, 3.5-inch LED light bar, and then here is the OEM light kit. So that will be the front LED lights, front amber lights, and then the rear brake lights. My understanding is I'll have to do some gluing. I bought some acetone to clean some paint off. I'll try to use the Lexan body in front by the headlights. If I pull the stickers off for the headlights and acetone the paint off, they said that's a good method to try and use it for a lens. If that doesn't look too good, then I'll probably try to get some Lexan from a local shop here and try and make my own lenses. But a couple things I learned right out of the chute. Again, because I have the 2-cell lipos, I'm going to need to get a booster to boost the voltage to 12 volts for the lights. Contacted PowerShift Technologies. I see that they have one, but I'd like to make sure, because it will go on the receiver on one of the open channels, and I don't want to open and close this all the time, obviously, so it will plug into the receiver, and I want to find one that can kind of hang out here with hopefully multiple ports. I could put the light bar on the front bumper, but I really want to put the light bar on the front of the FJ, and then of course all the body lights. So when I do have to remove the shell, I need enough length and an easy way to disconnect it. So HPI Venture, boy, I gotta tell you, for first time getting into remote control and starting out with rock crawling, I'm happy. I would recommend it. I think that you have to expect some repairs and probably some upgrades, but after all, it is a hobby, and what don't we buy nowadays and start modifying it? So I can't wait to continue to work with this vehicle. I'm plugging one of my videos in the background there, and just see how far we can push it to the limits. I think once I get the lights working, we'll look at bigger wheels and tires and a little lift. And then it will probably be time to get another rock crawler and start comparing the performance. Really appreciate taking the time out to watch the video. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments, and any information you can give me on the light kits, how to properly hook them up, any recommendations on future upgrades. we'll get her put back together and hopefully get some more film time in the next week. Trigger Track 1974, out.